Hello everyone and welcome back. So today's topic is we are going to see more on for loop with the help of some small programs. So we are going to take up some small programs to understand the working of for loop. Okay, so without wasting time, we will immediately start it. I'll just open the Python IDE and we will immediately start with the programs. Okay, so let us take a program which takes a number n, and we will print the table for the number n. So for example, table means like for example n is 5, so it will generate the table for 5, that is 5 into 1 is 5, 5 into 2 is 10, and so on till 10. We will generate the table for a particular number n. So let's do it with the help of a for loop. And first thing is we will do is we will accept a number, or integer number, with the help of the input, and I will simply say enter a number. Okay, so input, which is used to accept a value, any value, and we will convert that into an integer. So n will have a integer number. Okay, and then what I will do is immediately use a for loop for I in range. Now in my previous tutorial we have learned how to use the range function, how it works, how it generates a list, and the in operator also. Okay, so what we require to do is we require a loop which will basically go from 1 to 10, because we require a number to we need to multiply the number with first with 1, then with 2, then with 3, and till 10. So I will take a loop from 1 to 11. That's because it will generate a list from 1 to 10, 1 less than the end value. Okay, and then colon, and then give an enter. So this is the indentation. Now you can type it over here. Simply I will type print n into I. That's it. So first, before printing anything, it will actually do the calculation, and then it will print it on the screen. Okay, so let us run this program and we will see the output. I'll just give test.py and you can see the output now. For example, if I give 5, so we have this number 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So these are the values for this is a table for number 5. So how exactly we got this? Let us understand this. So I initially will have the value 1. Now range function has generated a list that is from 1 to 10. Okay, something like this. Okay, so we have values from 1 to 10. So I will initially get the value 1, and then it will execute this code block, that is the print statement, n into I. So the value of n will remain constant. For example, n was 5, so 5 into I, that is 5 into 1, that is 5. And then after this I will take the next value, that is 2, and again this code block will get executed. So 5 into I, that is 2, that is 10. Then I will have the value 3, then 4, then 5, and so on. It will have the value 10. After having the value 10, that is 5 into 10, that is 50, this loop will get over. And so we have this output. You can see this output. Okay, I'll just run this and you can see the output. For example, if I give any number of 7, so I have this table of 7, 14, 21, 28 till 70. Why is this? Because we have this n as 7 now. So 7 into 1, 7 into 2, 7 into 3, 7 into 4 till 10. The I keeps on accessing these values from 1 to 10. Okay, so this is how this program works. Now let us make it a bit more perfect by having the entire table exactly how it should look like. So I will just give 5. So this is 5. Then I'll give a comma and I will say that is the into value. I give a space and comma, and I will give an equal to value, right? So it will exactly, we'll have the entire table in front of us, that is 5 into 1 is equal to 5. So this is 5. For example, n is 5. So 5 into, we require 1 over here. So I'll just remove this. Okay, we'll have an I over here, right? So it will print I, 5 into 1 is equal to n into I. So just understand how I've done this. So n, for example, n is 7. So 7, so it will print this character, that is x. So it will actually look like into, then this is initially I will be 1, then this equal to, and then the result, that is 5 into 1, the product. So let us run this and see the output. So I will have a number that is maybe 6, and you can see over here, now we got exactly the entire table in front of us, right? So if you're not happy with this output, we can just get this spaces removed, so it will look, I think it will look much better. So let us run it, and for example, it takes 8 this time, and here it is, right? So this is the table in front of us. So I hope you understood how this loop is actually working. Now let us take one more program to understand it. For example, if I want to add numbers from 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, so 1 plus 2 plus, for example, n is example, for example, n is 5, so it will calculate 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Now how to do this? Simple, I'll just take a variable, maybe a total is equal to 0, and over here, now what I have to do is my loop should run from 5 iterations, because this is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 I have to do. So the iterations should be 5. So what I will do is, if n is 5, so it should be 5. If n is 7, it should go till 7, because 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 and plus 7. So I just need to replace this with n, isn't it? And then what I have to do is, I have to just calculate the total, that is total, which is a variable I have defined as 0, is equal to total plus I. Now what will be I? Now if you see this, I will generate, for example, n is 5. So we will have a list over here, okay, that is 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. So that's the list that will get generated over here if n is 5. So I will be 1, then I will be 2, then I will be 3, 4 and 5. So total will be 0 initially. Before the loop starts, I have defined it. So initially when I will be 1, okay, so what will happen? Total is equal to total plus I. So total is equal to total, that is 0. 0 plus 1, I will be 1, so that is 1. So total will change to 1. So I'll just write it over here. Okay, or else what I can do is, inside this only, I can show you the values of total with the help of this print statement. We will print total inside the loop. Now what difference will it make? And one statement outside the loop. Now this is inside the loop and this is outside the loop. So I'll just show you what will happen is, it will show every time what values the total will have after every execution of this block code. When I will be 1, what will be the value of total? When I will be 2, what will be the value of total, and so on, for your understanding. Okay, so I'll just run this. Okay, and now you can see, for example, I'll just give simple number, that is 5. Now you can see this is total. Okay, let's make it more specific, but I will just display it this way. Total is equal to, and comma, right? So let us run it now. So for example 5, so you can see total initially was 0. I defined it before the loop starts. Then total became over here, I'll just make it, okay, let's do it this way. Perfect. Okay, so total was 0, so 0 plus i's value will be 1, right? So it will show you 1 over here. 0 plus 1, that is 1, so total will change to value 1. Then I will become 2, isn't it? I will become 2. So this will be uh, 1, because the value of total is 1 now. 1 plus 2, so that is 3, you can see over here. Then next time I will be 3, and even total will be 3, with the value of total is also 3. So 3 plus 3, that is 6, and then I value will be 4. Okay, so that is 6. Okay, 3 plus 3 is 6, and then we have the value of I, that is 4. So 6 plus 4, that is 10. So this is actually not doing it, we are missing something, that is plus 1, right? Because this goes 1 less, so we need to do this plus 1. So 5 plus 1, so over here it will be 6. Okay, do not get confused. 5 plus 1, 6. So this will generate this list, right? 1 less than the end value. So we missed that. Now we will just run that. Okay, just a minute. Okay, just a minute. Okay, we will just run that program, and okay, I just closed it. So we just develop that again, not an issue. I'll just do it within few seconds. So that is int and input, enter a number. It's anyway, it's good for you to just revise it how I did it. And after that, what I did was a variable that was total, and then I used a for loop that is in range, and I'm supposed to use 1 comma n plus 1. Now that is so important. And then total is equal to total plus 1, and then I printed over here, right, that is total is equal to comma total. Okay, and then outside also I displayed the final value, that is print total. Okay, let us give a message over here too, total is equal to, then comma total. Okay, so I'll just run this now. I hope I don't by mistake I do not close it again. So I'll just give it test.py. So I'll just save it. Okay, anyway, it was saved, but I did not save it again. Okay, so let's get back. So if I give value 5, so now we have the value. Okay, what exactly went wrong over here is total plus 1, right? So this actually should be I. Now that was a logical error. Okay, so let us give 5, and there it is. Now we have the final value 15. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 15, and that is the outside the loop that we are printing. So I hope you have understood this program, how it works. If I just remove this from inside, okay, so what will happen is it will just show me the final answer. I had placed one value inside the for loop just for you to understand. So if I give 5, so total is equal to 15. If I give any other value, you can give any value and we can have the output. For example, it's 7, so we have 28. So for your understanding, what you can do, you can just print every time the value of total, so that you will understand how the value of total is getting changed. Okay, now what we can do is we can use the same program, same logic, okay, for having a factorial of a number. Factorial. So what is factorial of a number? Suppose factorial is basically if n is 5, so it will, it will calculate the value, generate a value that is from 1 and 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 4 into 5. So it will be around maybe 120. So if n is 5, so we will have this value 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. So if n is 6, so it will be 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into 6, and that's the answer. It will come down. So at this point I've taken an example, n is 5, so we should have 120 out here, right? So what change? I'll just make certain change over here. I'll just give this as 1, and with this plus sign I'll make it as into, and this message will be as factorial, and over here also I'll give the final answer as factorial. Okay, now let us understand. First I will run it and show you how it's working actually. And if I give 5, here it is, it's 120. that is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5, that is 120. And if I run it again with some other number like 6, okay, so if I have 6, so you can see it is 720. That is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 and into 6, and that is 720. And these are the numbers that is getting changed. Now how exactly it is happening, so we will just understand this. Okay, okay, I'll just make it a bit smaller over here. Okay, okay. Now let us understand this. Simple. It is now over here the variable name total doesn't really suit the program, because total is something that will collect the total. So I'll give the variable name like fact, or I can also give it as factorial, right? And over here I can give, so I'll just replace the variable name with the factorial. It doesn't make any difference, it's just that the naming convention should be proper. Okay, so you know that factorial means it will do some calculation of factorial, right? So, and this is the value output. So let us understand, if it is 6, so this 1 comma 6 plus 1, so that is 7. So this will have a list from 1 to 6. So I've added plus 1 over here. Okay, factorial is 1. So if I say factorial is equal to factorial into I, so this is factorial, initial value will be 1. You can see over here, so 1 into I will be also 1. So 1 into 1 is 1. So factorial will have 1 and it will print the value. So over here also I need to make it as factorial, and probably at the last, okay, factorial. So it will print 1 and then I will get the value 2. So fact will have 1 and I will have 2. So 1 into 2 is 2. So factorial will change to 2 over here, you can see. Then factorial will, I will have the value 3 and factorial is 2. So 3 into, this is 2 into 3, that is 6, you can see over here, right? And then the value I will change to 4. What I can do, one more thing is we can also change the value, show the value of I. So it will be more clear to you, I comma over here, okay? Give a space. If I run this, and now you can see the output. If I give 5, okay, now you can see fact was 1, I was 1, so the factorial will remain as 1 only. Then I became 2, fact was 1, so 1 into 2, that is 3 over here, you can see. Then I will become 3, so 3 into 2, that is 6. Then I will become 4, so 4 into 6, that is 24. Then I will become 5, so 5 into 24, that is 120. So we have the final as 120. Okay, so that's how this particular program works. So I hope you have understood this. You need to practice a lot. You can also, there are so many other small programs that you can you can develop with the help of this for loop, and you need to take up many more new programs and try to develop it without actually looking for the code onto the internet. Try to come up with your own logic. So I will tell you, programming is something like you can have all the tools in this world. You can get all the knowledge about the information basically about a programming language through a book or through internet, but logic is something that you have to bring it from your own brain, and to develop that logic you need to practice a lot. So always keep on saying this. So you need to come up with your own logic. It's not like you just take the same logic what's there implemented in the book or on the internet. So come up with your own logic and develop a program. If you feel the logic is not that good, maybe your logic that you initially that you will come up with, maybe it is not the best of the logic, but then you can try to come up with your own logic, and then slowly you can improve your logic of your program. If you need to develop softwares, you need to develop your logic in future, because if you want to develop a software X, so you will not find that software source code anywhere. You have to come up with your own source code. So you need to practice a lot. So I hope you have understood this tutorial, and in the upcoming tutorial we will be talking about the nested for loop and how nested for loop works. That is what we are going to cover up, and we will be covering up a lot of programs on the spot. We will implement them, the most easiest and the most toughest also. Okay, bye for now. So if you have liked my video, do subscribe to my channel. There is a subscribe button in front of you. Click it right away, and after that click on the bell icon so that you can get the regular notifications of my videos. Bye for now.